Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and this is the video you've been asking for. It is my honest review of the Veria backpack, the Islander Savvy. I just got back from Oregon about a month ago, and I used it on that trip, and it's the first time I've used it on a long-term trip. I have some thoughts, I have some pros, I have some cons, and I have something very interesting I discovered when I was looking to see if anyone else did reviews already on it. Which, spoiler, they have, but this one's mine, and it's unbiased, and it's my honest opinion from a week-long trip. And before we get started, just like a little 2-minute background on why I bought this backpack. I have long been in the hunt, if you will, to try and find the perfect backpack for my needs. I take one with me every day to work. I take them with me when I go to comic book conventions. I use bags for everything, and I probably own 6 or 7 bags at this point that I kind of go in and out of using. When I first saw this viral trend of this particular backpack, the Islander Savvy, everything that it claimed to do was exactly what I needed in my life. But I had a couple decisions to make. Do I want to get the larger one or the smaller one? Well, I kind of felt like if I got the smaller one, I'd regret it and want the larger one. So I went ahead and ordered that larger one. And I ordered it for myself for Father's Day because I needed a new backpack, and heck, they had a great deal going on at the time. Which, in all honesty, was still more than I cared to have paid for it, but it might have been worth it. Let's talk about it. What? This old thing? Well, I wear it when I don't care how I look. That was stupid. Without further ado, here is the backpack and here's my honest review. Let's start off with some of the pros here. One, I really could fit absolutely everything in here that I needed. From my clothes to my camera equipment, I actually used this as my main bag the entire trip. Granted, we also brought another bag that I can keep some of my other electronics in. Just because of my clothes, my toiletries, everything else, it took up most of the space in the larger compartment. In fact, so one thing I noticed real quick is yes, there's plenty of space inside here. This was a perfect clamshell bag. I even had my battery pack in there, and it made life easier when TSA did search our bags, because apparently our toothpaste was a no-no coming back, but not going out to Oregon. But my first con is where the actual shoes go. I wear a size 12 and a half, size 12 depending on the brand. So once I had my clothes packed in here, I tried to put my shoes in the bottom, and it wasn't happening, because I do wear a larger shoe. And for all intents and purposes, the shoes I took with me were actually on the smaller side from what I wear. They were a size 12, but I could not get them both comfortably in my backpack with the clothes in there. So if you are going to put your shoes in, put the shoes in first and then kind of arrange your clothes around it. But even then, I took 5 shirts, 3 pairs of shorts, and 2 pairs of pants, and I got all the way to the tippy top. When I was able to squish them down a little bit, I got my toiletry bag in here as well, but coming back from Oregon, I did use my children's suitcase to put our toiletries in, because it was just too crammed the first time. Kind of stunk, but it worked for our needs. My next pro is actually just the overall quality. The material that goes into the bag is really top notch. I don't know if you can hear that, but the material and quality and the stitching, I think this can take a real beating. And it did rain a little bit while we were traveling, and I had no issues with the waterproof part of it. It's not waterproof, it is water resistant, but you get what I'm saying. So I was really impressed with that. Now, one of my cons is, this is the larger bag. This is not exactly the smallest thing to carry around. In fact, when I take it to work, I get made fun of by my peers and coworkers because it looks like I'm going on a really intense camping trip. But it meets all my needs. So when I open stuff up, it has a spot for all my cables and chargers. You can tell it's really late at night, I can't talk. And I keep a little bit of different things inside here. I always carry a card reader with me and my little charging pad, and of course some pins and some extra cables again. Working with technology, you always have to have a bunch of cables. And this is kind of my catch-all where I keep simple things like chapstick and whatnot. So every compartment serves a purpose, which I really like. And I like that it's really protective. In fact, just recently in this particular compartment, I had to do a lot of stuff at work that required me to bring in one of my external hard drives. I kept one inside the bag, and I kept one right here for quick access because I was doing some graphic design stuff for an upcoming event we're doing. The next pro/con is the back where we keep our laptop and other certain electronics. So I always have my laptop here, and I always keep an iPad with me too. These are just things I use on a regular basis, and I keep a couple of larger chargers in here they're 65-watt bricks for laptop and my iPad. Here's my cons. When we were traveling, like I said, this is a little bit bigger of a backpack. So one of the things they advertise, it does sit underneath the seat in front of you on airplanes, which it did. But I'm also 6'1" and 200 pounds. I'm not exactly a little person. So I had troubles putting it underneath the seat, but luckily I always book the aisle seat so I have some room for my legs. But when I have it kind of smaller like this, where it's completely closed and I just want to access to the top, because of the larger lip on the suitcase or the laptop area, I couldn't get my laptop comfortably in or out the whole time. So that was a big con to me. If I really wanted to get that, or even my iPad, I kind of had to pull it all the way out, squish my legs together, and pull it out. My other con is the iPad little pocket here is the perfect size for the larger iPad Pro. However, when I slip it in, which I just had this issue right now getting in the bag, I can't tell if it's going in there easily or not without fully opening the bag like this. So when I opened it up right now, it was just sitting out like this, where I thought it was actually inside of the pocket. And there's lots of wiggle room on this pocket here, but when you open this one and get it out, it's almost impossible to get it closed without fully opening the bag. First world problem, but it's still an issue nonetheless. If you're looking to make a completely informed decision, I want to make sure you know that as well. The next pro/con, this is something I just realized right now. Because one of the things, again, they advertise is this side pocket here. You can fit everything in there from keys to whatever. So I have some keys in there now, but it also says you can fit your sunglasses in there, which I haven't been able to do that because my sunglasses, I usually have a couple pair on me at any given time, but they wouldn't fit comfortably in here with keys and everything else. So I find myself using the passport compartment to throw some of my sunglasses in on a regular basis. And the reason I said I didn't realize it until right now, I was just telling everybody how I lost these sunglasses and it breaks my heart because I've had them for like 10 years. Well, I forgot they were in the passport compartment, because that leads us into another pro. This thing has so many different pockets for, you name it. You have a spot for your water bottle, which I use for a water bottle or for a umbrella, depending on the situation. But you also have the little pocket inside here that you can put like a debit card or ID or something. Again, the passport one. And all these extra straps they have that I really don't use, and I think all of them are unnecessary, except occasionally I'll strap like a lunch bag or something to it, which is nice. There were some back here that were annoying me because they're supposed to wrap around you, but they didn't exactly wrap around or make sense. But then I discovered this pocket back here, which I wasn't aware of when I first ordered it, so those straps are just kind of hidden in there if needed. But you can put some other stuff in there too, like ponchos and whatnot. So if you go to Disney or take this bag, if you're gonna ride like Tiana's Bayou Adventure, throw some ponchos in there. But I do like to strap on here because this is a lot sturdier than the ones I've had in other backpacks, so this was easy to throw on one of our rolling suitcases and carry around. I think my favorite part of the bag is actually these hooks. Although when you wear it on here, this hook up here is kind of useless. But as you can see, I have a pair of AirPods right here. I occasionally put my card keys or work keys on there as well. These clips have actually come in really handy. I just wish this one was a little bit lower on top on both sides, because when you're wearing it, the clip's like way up here, which isn't particularly helpful. So here are my final thoughts. The bag normally retails for over $200, which I think is pretty pricey for a bag. I sometimes judge my friends and family who tell me I bought a Coach bag or whatever bag for several $100s. I'm like, it's a bag, for crying out loud. Although I'm being a hypocrite because I do have a Coach bag myself, but it's Star Wars themed, so don't judge me. So the price point really scared me off at $200+, but when I saw that discount for, I think it was $125 when I bought it, I still on the higher end than what I would like to pay, but then I thought about it. My Swiss backpack, my Swiss Gear one, was also $100. So it's right there in that wheelhouse. But here's my thoughts on if it makes sense for everybody. If you travel quite a bit and you're trying to just really consolidate into one bag on the go, it is the absolute perfect choice. I could not recommend it enough. From the quality of the design and build, from the amount of storage and pockets, and for what it's really designed to do overall. But here are my cons. If you're gonna travel once or twice a year, and you're looking at this for more of a daily commuter backpack, which is what I tend to use it for now, but that's not really the purpose that I bought it for, I would be 50-50 on it. And if you are gonna do it as a daily commuter backpack, absolutely go with the smaller sized one. It is just too big and bulky if you go with the larger size. In fact, I'm kind of in the process of deciding if I'm gonna switch back to my Swiss Gear backpack that I adopted about a year ago for my daily commuter for back and forth to work. But I also am gonna miss the convenience of all the extra storage that I found in this bag. But that bulkiness, and that's on me. That's a user error. I decided to go with the larger one, knowing it was gonna be my daily commuter bag, and with the 3 or 4 times a year travel bag. Do I regret buying it? Absolutely not. I actually 100% do recommend it. I think it is a fantastic bag, specifically if you're traveling quite a bit or if you have a lot of stuff you're taking back and forth to work. Now, if you're walking around like a university campus or college campus somewhere, I think the larger one is definitely overkill. I would recommend the smaller sized, but that's if you really need all that extra storage. If you're just commuting with like a laptop, a book or two, maybe some pens, go with something smaller and simpler. This is one of those bags, if you have to ask, do I need this? You probably don't. But if you see it like I did and went, that actually fixes and solves so many of the problems I have with commuting every day, it is definitely worth every dollar. In all honesty, I'd wait for one of those sales. I don't know if that $225 price tag is worth it. It was absolutely worth it for what I intended to do with it. I really hope this was helpful. I'm not sponsoring anything by them, but hey, Veria, I would absolutely love to be. But this leads me to my last con, if you will, or something I found interesting, I should say the least. I decided to see if there was other reviews after as I was recording this, just to see if I was just sounding off on what everyone else is saying, or if I noticed something that they didn't. Because I don't want to be repetitive like other people. That sounds like I was insulting them. I don't want to say the same things that everybody's saying, because if that's the case, there's no reason to watch this video. But one thing I noticed is, and even in their own advertising, no one actually says the brand name itself. They all call it the Islander Savvy, which is the model. But the company's called Veria, I believe, Veria. But nobody says that, because the few times I've heard people try to say it, nobody has said it the same. In fact, I know I mispronounced it in the first video because I didn't really know how to pronounce it. I believe it is Veria, but I'm the one brave enough to try to say it to you good folks. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. We have more videos coming up soon, more comic book content, more tech stuff, and just everyday vlogging of me and the family. Thanks for watching. Let's take a ride again together soon. Bye-bye, everybody.